Good evening, good afternoon to all teachers present here. My name is Ayushi Gupta.
Raise your voice.
My name is Ayushi Gupta, and I am going to deliver my views on human rights and its context on global and Indian level. So, I would like to start with a quote given by Nelson Mandela that to deny the rights of people, it is a very challenge to deny their humanity. So, human rights is basically the basic rights and fundamental rights that are entitled to human beings, and they are considered as inalienable, universal, and inherited. And the basic root of this concept is laid in natural law theory, which holds that there are few rights which are fundamental and they are derived from nature or divine theory. Few philosophers who supports this idea is John Locke, Immanuel Kant. So I would like to give a short view on their point. John Locke, being a social contractian theorist, he advocated that every individual is born with natural right to life, liberty, and property, and the government must protect these rights. Second, Immanuel Kant, who basically emphasized on the intrinsic value of the individual. According to him, every individual deserves respect and dignity. The modern human rights theory basically integrated the ideas of political liberalism and social justice to advocate social equality, freedom, and protection against oppression. So now I would like to deep little into the three generation of human rights. The first generation is civil and political rights, which is more concerned about right to vote, right to have a fair trial example, and the second generation is concerned about economic, social, and cultural rights. For example, right to education, right to have a clean environment, fair conditions of work. So I would like to quote Karl Marx, who said that French Revolution was basically a political revolution. Now the society wants a social revolution. So the third generation of rights are basically collective rights, like right to have a self-determination, right to live in a clean environment. Now the human rights have evolved globally and on Indian level also, and I would like to support my argument with discussing UNDHR, which means Universal Declaration on Human Rights, and Indian Constitution. These both documents are the fundamental documents of protecting individual rights. So first, let's talk about UNDHR, that is Universal Declaration on Human Rights, which was adopted by United Nations General Assembly on 10th of December 1948. UNDHR is basically a milestone in the history of human rights, and UNDHR has 30 articles, which which protects individual rights. I want to list few key articles, that is equality before law, protection from torture, slavery, discrimination, freedom of life, liberty, and security, and freedom of life, protection of life, liberty, and security, protection of education, healthcare, and social security. So UNDHR has influenced human rights on world level, and they have also influenced many international treaties, like International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and International Covenant on Socio-Economic and Cultural Rights. Now, if I talk about on India's level, then the Indian Constitution, which was enacted in 1950, is also protects the individual rights, but it categorizes them in under two categories: fundamental rights, which are from Article 12 to 35, and directive principles of state policy, which are from Article 36 to 51. So fundamental rights basically are enforceable under the court, and they are just justiciable, and they basically deals with right against exploitation, right to freedom, right to equality, cultural and minority rights, where we also protect the language, script, and the ethnicities of minorities. And then directive principles of state policy, which basically deals with socio-economic basis by addressing the issues like poverty, uh, unemployment, infrastructure, and basically India, being in the field of human rights, if I say, basically India faced a lot of robust challenges. For example, digital privacy, the due to the advent of technologies, digital privacy, and LGBTQ rights, caste violence, religion violence, but we cannot ignore the development which have recently caused. For example, decriminalization of Section 377, which supported LGBTQ plus rights, and in fact, uh, sorry, and in fact, recently in 2017, it was KS Puttaswamy judgment versus Union of India, which also provided right to privacy under fundamental right, that is under Article 21. So, in my opinion, I believe that the human rights are responsibility, but a reciprocable responsibility between state and individuals, that they owe each other, and it also encourage the culture of respect. Yes, that's my concluding. A culture of respect, tolerance, and social justice. Thank you so much.
Now you will have to clear me